Hello there, Dan the Weatherman here. Hey, welcome to my weekly weather show where we take a look at the weather around New Zealand and see what's going on. And the easiest way to describe this week's weather, the weather is stuck. For some it's going to be windy and rainy, for other spots high pressure, frosty, until it all starts to change. And you look at the wide shot and you can see Australia's pretty fine, system moving in there to the far south and west, and you can just about make out that curl of cloud there. That's the low that is sitting and spinning. It's a bit like when you're at the traffic light, you're off you go, but the car's still in park, exactly with this area of low pressure. I put on the upper level wind steering lines just to give you an idea. When I say stuck, that means it's sitting there, it's stuck. That's the North Island, and this little bend here is an upper level ridge. So you've got high pressure further south, a new front there, and this guy is just going to sit and just not move all through the course of the week. But with that close, that's going to bring some pretty strong winds. So look at this, like a guy with two eyes and a tongue. That's the upper level ridge, and you see how the blue is the energy, and it just sits and spins. It's cut off from the main flow, so it's got nowhere to go, and it's not until later in the week when this broad upper trough and energy from the Southern Ocean comes in and boom, kicks it out of the way and moves it through. That could have a lowering snow level by the end of the week. I'll break it down and show you what I mean, but in that as well, with pretty tight pressure gradient, there'll be some strong winds. Strong to severe gales, we've seen them across the far north. Gisborne will get a good lion's share of the rain with that piling in. Our high will track through. The new front arrives for Friday, and this blue line here is a snow level of 1,000 meters. That chunk of cold air could drop the snow level for that system coming in by next weekend, say down around 1,000 meters, 1,100. So heads up for that down south. But South Island, in a nutshell, your week is quiet. It's going to be frosty in places until wet weather arrives probably for Friday, certainly into Saturday as that thing tracks through. The North Island, of course, a different story. The further north and east you are, hang on to your hats with quite an area of wind. The purple there is strong to severe gales. That's the North Island there. Fine for much of the South Island. Without, of course, clear skies, you'll get some good frost. That clears through. And look at that, the end of the week. That's the whole low tracking through. So there'll be one low going away. You're quiet down south, and then this thing tracks in with a zone of some stronger winds. And we'll pick that up going into next weekend. See that there? As it comes through. So this is how we look. Monday. Low, still sitting there. That's going to pile in some rain. We'll be easily collecting 50 to 100 millimeters of rain, places like Gisborne, down towards perhaps parts of Wairarapa, onshore drizzly flow, parts of Canterbury. Everywhere else, bar some clouds to the east of the South Island, go inland, Mackenzie and spots west coast. You got sunshine. Frosty at first. Places like Auckland, Northland, a few early showers Monday. That all goes away. The low, still spinning. It's still got its wet weather there to Gisborne, but its flow will just shift a bit, so you're not going to have as much for, say, Northland and Auckland. The winds will probably ease a bit, and maybe a little bit less there. And down south, a spot or two of rain, but South Island is still fine. Tuesday night, by the way, that ridge axis will set for what's going to be a good frosty night. Some minus figures into the course of early Wednesday. But you're still fine, you're dry. There's the low. See, it's tracking away, but we've still got the onshore flow, still adding to the rain, which you really need for eastern parts of the North Island Wednesday. Get ourselves into the course of Thursday. Low going away, but there's another little wrap of energy that comes in, just reinforces that rain into eastern parts of the North Island. Again, Gisborne, into some of the hills. Further west, South Island fine. There's your new front slowly working in as we get towards the course of Thursday. Friday starts looking messy. See, this thing's still here. It doesn't go away. Onshore flow is damp to eastern areas. New front arrives there. Then this is the thing that gets into the course of the weekend. It may change, but we'll see how it goes. But if it becomes a broad upper low, as I mentioned, that's your snow level of 1,000 meters. Just heads up for that next weekend. It could provide some significant rain to parts of the far south too. Temperature-wise, it's below normal in places. If we see 20 degrees this week, more likely 11, 12s, 13s to 16, 17. The red and the orange is above normal. We will see that later in the week with a bit of a northerly. A few spots would do better with your sunshine, but an onshore flow makes it rather cool and of course chilly, and heads up for some of those frosts to the interior far south going into some of the nights, particularly Wednesday morning. I mentioned that rain. Look at this, piling its way in. That's over 100 millimeters there. Really, the Gisborne Ranges, Hawke's Bay Ranges, you get the most of it there. Not as much. That lower number there is probably only 5 millimeters for, say, the Bay of Plenty. And this little lump of colour here, that could be 30 to 50 millimeters with the next low rotating in for next weekend. Just keep an eye on that. But of course, ski fields, if that sets up, you may at least have a good smile on your face with something to top up there. But however, in a nutshell, yeah, It's high pressure and a big low that doesn't move, and then we quieten things down for a bit, and then we get another low from the southern ocean later in the week. That's how it's looking for now. See you guys again soon. That's the weather for now.